Ladies and gentlemen, funkers of all kinds, welcome to episode 2 of Following Funky. And he's a more revived funker. He's alive. He's not feeling like he just got hit with a jet lag and wants to sleep for 48 hours or more. So I'm back. I'm alive. It has been a week since the last episode. Now, which technically is, it's kind of confusing because when I posted it, it was a complete week later than when I actually created it. So technically I'm recording when I posted it. It's a big mind fuck. I won't get into it. But a lot has happened. A lot has happened during this week upon arriving to today. I'm just gonna try and remember what started. So I arrived once. So okay. So I think, as you know, I arrived in Germany around 10 in the morning. I got to the hotel. They told me I couldn't get a room till 3, which sucked. But you know what? I don't care. I kind of walked around, figured my way around the town, kind of to an extent. I mean, I didn't do too much because I was losing energy fast. Then the next day, so I got back. I as soon as I finished recording, I fell asleep, and it took me 7 hours. I fell asleep for 7 hours. I woke up at 11, so at the time of the recording, it was 3 o'clock my time. I fell asleep, woke up at 11. Correction, that's 8 hours. I fell asleep for 8 hours. And then for the rest of the night, I was just watching anime and TV shows and all that to kind of kill the time because I had nothing better to do and I didn't feel like sleeping. Obviously, for obvious reasons. So I basically stayed up all night. My first night in Dresden, and I was just up like a bat or an owl. So that was nice. Kind of nice to see the city in its quietest moments instead of sleeping through it, which was interesting. It was like it was too quiet. You know what I mean? Normally in most cities, what I've noticed was even during nighttime, it's very active. But for some reason in Dresden, I don't know why, but for some reason they just don't have a lot of cars driving around. Sure if you're looking out the window for hours on end, you might see the odd man out coming from somewhere, from God knows what. Don't I wouldn't I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But yeah, they have this uneasiness of silence at night. It was very interesting. Anyway, so at some point around 5 in the morning, I kind of dozed off, but not really. Like, it was in that sleep stasis. And then I got an email saying that the apartment, which weeks prior said wasn't ready upon me arriving, was ready. So I packed my things and I immediately go over to, well, actually it was a little more complicated, but basically oversimplified. I packed my things. I sign out. I ask for a refund. I'm still getting that. Oh my god, I have to check that. But I arrive and the apartment is fucking nice. I'm probably gonna post some images on Discord. Go check it out. Link in the description. But it's a really nice place. It's really homey. The only complaint I have now that I'm settled in, is that there are these weird bugs that I'm getting. There's a lot of them, but they're not attracted to food. They're attracted to light. And I've proven this over the past 2 nights. So I turn on this light. So there's a light overhead in front of me. I turned it on yesterday because, I wanted some light on my desk. But for some reason, I kept seeing flies zoom around everywhere. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Why is this happening? So I don't know. For some reason, something caught my eye around the light. And I look, it's swarming with them as if like it's ants swarming like a piece of like a sugar cube or something, like they're swarming the shit. So I was like, whoa, A, that's disgusting. B, why are they there? And C, how did they get in? um I All three questions still unknown, but I've learned that if I just isolate it during the night, so at night I have no choice but to use lights, the doy, otherwise my apartment will be pitch black. So I had to resort to using one light in one room, and then they all swarm there. I even bought some fly traps and all that crap. I'm gonna put some on the window because they during the day they swarm the window for some reason. I have no clue why. They just do. And at night they swarm the lights. So yeah, I have no clue. Um so I'm hoping when the time comes, when winter comes, they're gonna go away. They're gonna be gone. Anyway, okay. Enough of that. Continuing on with how my week has went. So I arrived there the next day. So I arrive Wednesday. Wednesday I get there. It's great. I'm still feeling super jet lagged, but at least I get enough done, like putting everything in a decent spot for things that make sense. So I used my kitchen for the first time, which is nice. It's nice to be kind of alone and not learning, just making your own food. I mean, it kind of sucks doing the dishes, but you're a grown up. You gotta do it. You gotta do it at some point. So, oh fuck, one of those flies. Oh, they better not swarm my screen. I swear to God. Anyway, so Wednesday, the most notable thing, I move into my apartment. For the next 2 days, I'm just going out. I'm scouring stores because the most important thing is after shelter is food. So I go. It turns out there's 2 stores about a block away from where I am, which is convenient, but that's another thing that's very interesting about Germany. I'm learning differences about Germany and in North America. So in North America, I mean, it has been a week, so this observation might change in the coming episodes. But my current observation states that, or is that there in North America, there's like a bunch of different types of grocery stores, but they all are consistent with food. Okay. In Germany, there's, as of right now, I've only found one store called Netto. The store brand, so it's like a chain, it's a franchise. It's a grocery franchise. And it's the only grocery store I've found. Kind of reminds me of a convenience store if there weren't so many people and it had so much stuff. But but I've been to 3 separate Netto stores and they all given me the same vibe. It's interesting. It's very interesting. The next closest thing to having food is they call it DM. It's like a pharmacy. That's like, I've noticed that they're very minimalistic in their franchises. I could be horribly mistaken, but that is my current observation with that. Anyway, so I found those stores. Food's interesting. The Netto, oh yeah, the Netto stores are very interesting. See, they're even if the whole vibe, like it's the lighting for me. I feel like the lighting definitely reminds me of a convenience store, which I'm not trying to roast them or anything on that. I'm just pointing it out. That's my observation. Another thing I've noticed was that they definitely, what was it? Oh shit, what was it? Oh yeah. Okay, so there are some foods that they don't have here. I mean, obviously. But what I was so surprised to find was that there was no broccoli. Okay. That might sound weird, might sound crazy even. I I just couldn't help but feel like for me it's one of the pedestals of food that I would usually eat for dinner or for lunch just to like as a part of a healthy meal. Yeah? Okay, they don't have that. The closest thing they have is cauliflower. So I've had to resort to finding other sources of veggies, and I'm still searching right now. But my current luck has given me carrots, and I recently found some bell peppers. So eat your veggies, kids, or else you're just not gonna feel great after a few days because those fibers ain't going through your system. Eat them. Trust me. Anyway. Oh, hold on. Let me fill my cup real quick. I've made some tea during my podcast because you know what? Screw it. Might as well enjoy the luxuries of a solo apartment building without the worries of other roommates. So, where were we with the timetable? Right. So, Thursday, Friday, I just been settling in. Still kind of jet lagged, but I kind of. Oh, actually, Friday, I go and visit the school for the first time. So, instead of when I first arrived, I just scouted the school. I found its location. Friday comes along and I go in personally, say hi to the director or the principal, which was great. He was a very nice guy. I'm really excited to actually get going with these next 4 months. I've kind of got an idea where everything is already. It's great. I'm excited. So that's another great thing. Saturday, I can't remember what happened Saturday. I don't think I did much. I think I went outside again because it was very, very sunny. It's been very sunny these last few days, so I'm very happy with that. Saturday, nothing notable. Sunday, however, is one of my first days of going on a tour. Not really a considerable tour, but I like it's like my own personal tour. I went scouring around the city, and one of the locations was this old ancient castle next to the river. Now, I haven't done enough research yet to fully understand some ideas, but from what I'm aware of, Dresden was destroyed during World War II entirely. Like it was one of those awfully bombed cities that left it ground zero, nothing left. Maybe a few they had a few bricks together, but that was the closest thing to a structure they had, kind of deal. Now, so I need to do some more research. I'll probably get back to you in the third or fourth episode. But it was very interesting to see these very ancient buildings. They're beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I took some videos and pictures. Oh, the sculptures were magnificent. They did some gold linings with some of the railings and walls, and it was really really nice. The overall architecture and design of the whole building very much reminded me of Italy's, except it had. I wouldn't say it wasn't the materials entirely because it wasn't just the materials. It was also it felt like it was a whole theme. There was a whole theme to that German castle architecture that was very different from, for example, Rome. Or if we go to Florence, where there is the Vatican City, they had totally different vibes to it. Now, I'm not sure if that's just Germany in itself, or that's actually, or that's just, it was just a different like artist or architect who designed it, which both highly plausible. So I go there, I visit there. Not honestly, this whole day I was just walking, but I just kept walking. So I explored that castle. A lot of people there, a lot of people. It was also kind of cool seeing the horse and buggies with the guys. You know, they get paid to dress up as like the style way back in the day, and then they uh horse carriaged a few guests and tourists and all that. It was really cool to watch. So I keep walking. I found a bridge that was right outside the castle that connects across the river. So one of my goals is to at some point explore the big parts of this, like the most considerable parts of the city. And so far, I think I've done a pretty good job with it. I'm not saying much else, but it was yeah, I'm doing a good job. I have pictures. I'll probably show some of them to you guys cuz honestly, like for example, the architecture, mwah, moi perfecto. Very beautiful. That wasn't even German. That was just me speaking just gibberish. So Saturday goes by. Monday, yesterday, was the most notable day for me. So I basically it was orientation day. So which was a big day for me. Um so I get up 7, I get ready, I go. The orientation first meeting went very well, although so it was funny. I come in and then I sit down with a bunch of other people, which look like my age or, look like they're in my class. Turns out they're not. They're in the class lower, but it was all right. But at first, I was getting the whole. So they were like talking about a bunch of. They had levels 1, 2, and 3. They were talking about level 1, and I was like, I'm level 2. They told me I was in level 2. Did I? And I was like freaking out. I was. Thank God I was in the back because I would have made a big. I wasn't making a big deal out of it, but I was definitely I definitely felt myself shrinking lower and lower as the meeting went on because they started introducing not only the staff but the people there because there wasn't too many of them. I'm like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And thankfully, at the very last moment, he started introducing like 1 or 2 people from like levels 2 and 3, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna look like a dumbass, like they will go like, hey, so what about you in the back? I'm not being the wrong class. Yeah, that didn't happen, thankfully, how my mind envisioned the whole thing, because, I love how minds work, gives you the biggest anxiety when you definitely don't feel like you're in the right place or done something right. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. Awesome. Ugh. Anyway, so I have that. I get a few more meetings talking about what we need to. So like, we had to do some stuff in terms of registering to Dresden, like the how to register your apartment. I still have to check if I have a visa or my visa's been cleared and whatnot. There's still some stuff I have to clear up, but basically I'm almost done it, which is nice. And then we had our first class last night, which was very fun, very nice. I feel very rough because I haven't done it in a month. So body felt super sore before and after. And then today, so today was the first official day for me in my getting back into it because this week is weird. It's a weird week this week because it's not the official week. There's still some returning students on their way back. So they haven't officially started the year. That starts next week. But right now they have the schedule going up. And, I was excited and all. I arrive at the school. I hand over some photos I need to do to get like my student ID and stuff anyway. And I check the schedule to see, and I notice I'm late for my first class. Not only am I late, I'm 45 minutes late. So it wasn't even a bit. So so they've already gone through half the class, and I haven't even showed up. Yeah, I downright fucked myself, royally, and then that's what I love about this school right now already. They're so forgiving. I mean, of course, I'm not going to take advantage of it and say, okay, I'm going to fuck up every day and they're going to forgive me. No. First day, they understood 100%. And God almighty, I couldn't have felt better about them saying, it's all right, shit happens. So I got to meet few of the students in what they've split off the classes weirdly for this week, and then they were gonna put it back together next week. But I've met a few of the students that I'll be working with in the morning, and then my schedule this week tells me I have to come back, so I have this massive break between my first classes in the morning and in the evening. So I come back and then I meet the rest of them and they are a very fun bunch. The rest of them, they're really captivating, very fun. I feel like I'm gonna fit right in, but knock on wood, or knock on my head, some shit like that. Cause yeah, they're great. It's also a mixed batch too. So I'm not the only one who's international. We have some what I've been told. So the people I've met Australian, we have some French, we do have some local Germans living in Dresden. I think we also have a Polish, we have a few Japanese. So it's a very mixed batch of people coming together, which is quite cool. I think I'm the only new one. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to report back. Not report back. I'm excited to talk about it in my next podcast. But yeah, I'm at the rest of them over the last like hour and a half I had left in the day. So not much really happened, but you know, it was fun. I felt like I fit in quite well, but you know, I just be me, and you know, no one else should nothing else should go wrong. I mean, of course, there's always some things you need to be careful about talking about, or just don't say at all, the doy, anywhere in any country. But yeah, just as long as I'm be myself, I should be all right. I feel like I'm excited. I'm excited, you know? Anyway, I think that wraps up my today's podcast. So I'm just gonna be this whole YouTube recording thing's a little bit rough right now. I'm not used to it yet, so it's gonna be a bit of a rough start. Okay, so I'm gonna mingle my way into it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for listening to the podcast. If you do like what you saw, feel free to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button to get notified for the next one. Even hit a like if you're that generous, and I would really appreciate it. And then leave a comment down if you want to. I guess a question, if you do want to, and you have somehow listened all the way to the end of it, what's your favorite ice cream? Yeah, I'm actually curious about this one. I'll explain it later in the next podcast. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Leave a comment there, like, subscribe, everything you want to do. Links in the description for my Discord, so go check that out, as well as my Twitch. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, fiercely funkers of all kinds, thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a great day or night, depending on where you live, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, it's been an honor. Fiercely Funky, signing out. Once we lose it, gone forever. Instead of what if, wish we could clone it. You and me, we could own it, transform it and frame it. If we move and step together, synced in perfect arrangement. So what you aiming for? I'm humble, more settled these days, but I find you very stimulated. An amateur melting in your laser hot gaze. Cool vibes flowing with you, waiting in the waves, breath stroking in the fresh of you. I'm just digging the scene while he digging on me. On the way back to Queens, move back leather seats, munchies, let's grab some meats. On the run like two thieves, time to kill a night young. Love just moving, I leave. As if I was cast to play your misses in the story like a period plays the end of sentences. This ain't the end, this the genesis. Appreciate you, honorable mention, dedication. Let the music make it.